Tito, how would you describe your outfield right now, the state of your outfield?
Well, we're not ready to start the season,
Yeah.
which the good news is we're not starting the season. But I think we knew, that, with Brantley being going to be late, we have some holes to fill, like whether it's, we didn't, Rayburn's a free agent, Vilas had been out there in time. So we know we have some things to do, but I think what happens, a lot of people think that the winter meetings are, because we're here a finite amount of time. That doesn't mean if you don't do something here that you're not gonna. Sometimes things happen here. Sometimes groundwork is laid for later, but we know that we're not ready to go down to spring training yet. Now it's December, but we know that.
Are you comfortable, not necessarily with the offense you have now, but the fact that at least you can point to the rotation and the pitching staff as a strength and know that even if, maybe you add a piece or two of offense, but you'll be able to compete?
I think we've tried to really be honest when we evaluate where we are as not just as even an organization, but major league team and as an organization. And we'd like to find a way to score some more runs, but we value our young pitching so much, and I think rightfully so, that the goal would be to try to get more offense without sacrificing the pitching or the defense that really helped us the second part of the year. So those are all things that we take into account when we're talking about players or talking about trades or whatever, is trying to just make us better, not just for tomorrow, but for the next year. And you see the demand for pitching right now, and fortunately that's the one thing we really have, and we're glad. And so we realize that it's hard to get pitching. You see what it costs us.
Do you get nervous, Terry, when you hear about, the rumors have been Carrasco, Salazar from like almost the end of the season, that one of those guys may be traded? Do you get nervous when you hear that?
I don't get nervous because I know what's happening. I saw things online, or Mickey saw it coming from LA about Cody Allen. So, I know what's going on, but so no, I don't get nervous for that because I sit in the room and I hear what they're doing and stuff. So, again, I don't really feel the need to pay much attention to that just because I know what's going on.
Did you see enough of Almonte in the 2 months to think he could do that for a full season?
That would be, I think it's at least really interesting. Again, we have some places in our offense that we need to fill. Probably depending on where we fill it, some of that might determine, who we get, or, necessity, how he hits right-handed, things like that. There's, who's the complementary piece, where it fits. But if you're asking if we liked what he did, yeah. And I think he did it in a way, I think I used the phrase "pay attention to detail," because that's kind of how he played. And it was pretty impressive because he played at a high speed, but he played very intelligently, and he impressed all of us.
Can you point to anything? You spoke about some of the additions being kind of the jumpstart to how well you played defensively in the second half. Is that kind of like going to be the standard moving forward? You want to be able to get off to a better defensive start?
We would love to, because we saw how much it helped us. Even when we were struggling to score runs at times, we were in games because we had gotten so much better. Urshela was really good in third. Lindor was really good in short. Lonnie was really good in right. Almonte was really good and really steady, in center. That was 4 positions where we probably upgraded in the middle of the season. And you could tell in our record that, the idea is now, okay, we got to score. We try to score more runs, but if we do it at the at the
Risk, I
I was
guess.
going to say of giving up more runs, it's almost a wash. So we don't want to do that. So we're trying to balance both, and that's hard.
How important was Lonnie's development as a right fielder, just especially as you sit here today trying to map out that outfield?
I hate to say you get surprised because that feels like maybe we didn't do our homework, but I do think it kind of surprised all of us how good he got so quick. I mean, we were what 2-3 games in, made a sliding catch, and I remember the first game we played him. I think it was in Oakland. I looked at Millsy and I said, "Should we take him out?" It was the 8th inning. He had only been out there one game, and I didn't want him to embarrass himself. And Millsy's like, he's okay. He's doing okay out there." 2 days later, he's going in for defense, and he never turned back. He made plays, play after play. I remember telling you guys how I thought he was going to right center, how Almonte, that was the one play where Almonte really was struggling, and that night Lonnie was back there behind the ball very easily. And he throws so good, and it ended up being kind of a weapon for us.